Now, for anybody that doesn't know, WeKnewNothing is a band that I don't believe we've featured over here yet, but they are a group and a musician that, keeps up with me and keeps me posted. I knew about this song for a little bit, and I totally forgot that WeKnewNothing told me it was coming out. And for anybody that is familiar with the metal and rock scene and everything in between, I'm sure you already have heard of Nothing Nowhere, which he is the one that does a segment on TikTok called Does It Emo? I think was what it was called. It was really catchy, and I mean, he's done some really cool covers. But WeKnewNothing's up and coming, and on certain platforms, people are familiar with WeKnewNothing, but and then on the other hand, on other platforms, not so much. But I believe they've worked together a few times before. But I want to say this is the first time we're going to be showcasing a song that is a collaborative piece between the two groups. But anyways, this is Hurt Me Most by WeKnewNothing featuring Nothing Nowhere. And anyways, we're just going to dive right into this bad boy and get it going and see what the vibe is. Hearts don't break, they fall, quick as I fell for you. Losing all fight for you. Take me now, adore you. And I always call you home. Yeah, I always call you home. And I always call you home. Yeah, I always call you home. She's a car crash, trying to pass it by, but I just stopped instead. I just thought that you could stay, 'cause you know I need you here. I don't wanna cut ties, I just wanna look into your eyes. Tell me I'm dramatic, I'm a bad habit, but it's hearts don't break, they fall, quick as I fell for you. Losing all fight for you. Take me now, adore you. And I'll always call you home. Yeah, I'll always call you home. And I'll always call you home. Yeah, I'll always call you home. So tell me everything that you want from me and never be alone. Give me everything but apologies. You know you have my love. I don't wanna lose you, I just wanna be there for more. You're sitting on the front seat, I can't ask for any more. Of course. Hearts don't break, they fall, quick as I fell for you. Losing all fight for you. Take me now, adore you. And I'll always call you home. Yeah, I'll always call you home. And I'll always call you home. Yeah, I'll always call you home. Alright, now I will say it has the quintessential emo scene vibe. It's catchy. It's got a repetitive hook chorus, it follows that formula, really to hammer in, the song. They complement each other's vocals perfectly. Just the fact that it's been a minute since I've heard a song by the two of them, I'm drawing a blank, because it was kind of it's almost like I discovered them for the first time, because it's been so long, and it's been a minute since I've heard anything from WeKnewNothing, so I'm kind of drawing a blank on past experiences. Therefore, I'm just gonna have to go at it with face value. Based off the cover art, I thought it was gonna be a little bit heavier, have a little bit more of like a screamo vibe. And honestly, I probably would have preferred that, with the, the motion that the Noize Azylum is going at. However, though, we do still very much love pop punk. We love the whole emo vibe. It wasn't a phase. It's just getting worse. That's one thing I truly, truly believe. That's why, I think we discover so many groups in a revolving door of rock and metal, so, we're always opening a new door and a new avenue for something or somebody, whether they're new or up and coming. And I will say, on one side of the hand, Nothing Nowhere is phenomenal and doing really, really cool stuff, touring and everything. And then WeKnewNothing, for the most part, I'm going to consider an unknown for the most part, other than Spotify numbers and Instagram and stuff like that, because they do have quite a constant and consistent following over there, as opposed to like TikTok and stuff like that. But it has placed in a Spotify playlist. I don't know how many it's made it in, but I know WeKnewNothing informed me that it did place very highly on a new punk music playlist. So, that's really cool, and that opens up a whole new avenues of opportunity for WeKnewNothing. And yeah, I'm really impressed with that. It's not the vibe that we are consistently pushing right now, but I will say it is a vibe that we're familiar with, and we really do appreciate that artists can still keep a sound like this alive. Considering pop punk's been going on since the mid to late 90s into the early 2000s, and then it kind of petered out, and then it had a resurgence during COVID, and it's still quite constant. Now saying that, Hurt Me Most by WeKnewNothing featuring Nothing Nowhere, streaming everywhere. Check it out, see what you think. I'm sure there are people that are going to have even more of an experience than we did, because like I said, I'm considering this a first listen, even though I do believe we have showcased WeKnewNothing before. I know we have not with Nothing Nowhere, though. So this, is a way, we are familiar with Nothing Nowhere, but they're a band that we don't really post. We see them post here and there, but they're a band that, we really haven't showcased, because, they really don't need our help to get any traction, in my personal opinion. But, love from across the board never hurts. But they did pretty well. Check it out. It's killer. Anyways, keep on rocking, keep on rolling, and hope y'all enjoy your Sunday. Later.